Hello everybody, this is Sneaky the Lost and welcome to my Let's Play. We've just started a brand new instance. Turned off the music volume. I guess we could turn it up a little bit. I mean, it's a pretty good. We just want to have it maybe just a fraction there because it can get quite loud if you're not careful. Um, Now then, this is going to be kind of a guide slash let's play. I'm going to go over some things that every new player probably ought to know. Now, caveats here, I am not an expert on this game. I'm not bad. I've done this several times, but there are people out there way better than I am. So I do not claim to be the guru of all knowledge of Stardew Valley. But I do know a few tricks that I'd be willing to share. Now then, day one, the very first thing you want to do is hit escape and bring up this menu, because you always want to show tool hit location. I do not know why this is not on by default, but this will save you so much trouble in aiming your tools. It's not perfect, but it's better. Now I will also be changing my controls. WASD is the default. I, however, prefer to use the actual arrow keys. Pure personal preference, whatever you want to do. Now then, I also run in a windowed borderless mode for ease of recording. That's because I run on Linux, so I do recording in a slightly different way. Now then, inventory screen. It shows you what you got. This is also where you can equip stuff later on. All of these tools do eat up a lot of your inventory. We don't have a lot of space. We're going to probably want a lot of space, so that's going to be a problem early on. Skills. We're going to be focusing on foraging and farming to begin with maybe a little bit of fishing when that unlocks. Mining doesn't unlock until about halfway through the first season, so you don't have to worry about that as much, and same thing with combat. Social we'll get into later. That's the map. I've pretty much got this memorized, but you can mouse over places and it'll show like, hey, Marnie's Ranch is open 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. most days. Here's the blacksmith, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Pierre's, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. closed on Wednesday. And it also shows you who lives at these residences. If you're trying to find someone and you don't know where they are, you can at least know where they live. That can sometimes be useful. The graveyard and then the sewer, and there's another sewer pipe down here. The sewer won't be unlocked until much later. But that's going to be kind of your thing. So if you're trying to figure out where the heck am I supposed to go, this is a good resource to use in game. Crafting, we'll get into that more later when we can actually craft stuff. We will be wanting a chest early on. Collections we'll be getting into much later on. Personally, not as big a interest for me, but you know, your mileage may vary. So let's actually start playing. First thing we do, pick up some parsnip seeds. Now this is only 15 parsnip seeds. We also have 500 gold. We're going to improve that. Let's also check out the TV. There's 3 channels on right now. Because it is Monday, we have Living Off the Land, which gives basic pro tips. Chopped wood and search for wild forage to earn some cash while waiting on your first harvest. This is good advice. The weather report says it is going to be clear and sunny all day tomorrow, which is typical. Fortune teller is neutral. Now, fortune teller will tell you what your luck modifier is for that day. Luck does not play into everything with a random number associated with it. Some things yes, but some things no. For example, I do not believe that actually affects what you get from a geode. It also, I believe, does not affect what you get from the seed maker. Your chance of getting the ancient seed is not affected by luck. So there are several things that actually does not affect. But there are things that it does affect, like what kind of drops you get, your odds of getting artifacts from killing things, that kind of stuff. That it will affect. So, day one, we need to clear off an area here We'll be getting some fibers here. Notice that my energy bar is not going down using the scythe. This is a good thing. This is a very good thing. So we'll be using that to kind of clear out a little bit of an area. I want to minimize the amount of grass I cut down, but I do need to cut some down to be able to clear out an area. Take out some of these rocks. A couple of pieces of lumber here we're going to need to take out. Here we go. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh, clay. That's going to be really important. By 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is going to be a basic 4x4 here. And then I'll make another one. Yeah, that clay is going to come in real handy later. Yeah, the aiming on these things is still a bit derpy. You kind of have to, it's one of those things you just kind of have to get used to as you go along. I'm not a big fan of these mixed seeds, especially, well, there's a problem with the mixed seeds. The problem is every mixed seed you plant, you then have to maintain, which is a cost in endurance. So now I've got two 4x4s and then half of a 4x4. That's what we're going to need for now. So let's head to the store. Now I've got two mods installed. One is a bouncing chest instead of worms for the artifact sites. That's just kind of convenience factor. And the other is a better fishing or easier fishing mod, just because me and Arthritis don't get along. So we will be holding shift, and you can buy parsnips 5 at a time, and if you hold right click, it will just start buying them up. That gives us 40 parsnips. I'm good with 40 parsnips for now. You start off with 15. This more than doubles your number of parsnips you can plant. Here's the thing about this game. Early choices can snowball on you very rapidly. This goes both ways. The fact that I have, in fact, 40 parsnip seeds means I'm more than doubling my initial crop return. This is a good thing. And this, by the way, is not an intro that I've came up with. This is one that a lot of people do. You know, I found it on YouTube and started playing around with it. And it works out pretty darn well, I must say. So, no, I did not create this. This is not my invention, but this is a good opening, if you will. So, you know, your King's Pawn opening, if you are a fan of chess. It's a good, solid newbie opening that will stand you in good stead. And so now we are watering our crops. And if you don't water them, they die off. And we definitely don't want that. There we go. So, that's our farm chores for the day. We've got one empty slot, which kind of sucks. I'm hoping to be able to get more. I'm kind of hoping to get a chest here in a bit. I've got a couple of extra mixed seeds here. And they don't cost anything to sell. So, you know, you might want to ship 15 of them just so that you've got the ship 15 thing for the achievement if that's your thing. But other than that, The problem with the mixed seeds is you never know what you're going to get. And yeah, they're free seeds. But seeds aren't going to be that expensive, you know, when you're dealing with like one or two. And the problem here is there's a reason that I have this open build like this. And it's because I just ran out of water. So that's exactly one watering can's worth of water. So what I'm going to do for now is I'm going to start chopping down some trees. I want to kind of hold off on chopping a lot of trees down until after I get my first level of foraging. But I really, really need a lot of wood, and this is a way to get a lot of wood. So yeah, I need 50 wood for my chest for inventory management purposes. Um, Here we go. That's 38. I don't have enough stamina for another tree. I'm fairly certain. Yeah, it's already warning me I'm at 18 here. I'm at 16 here. 12. 48. 8. I should be able to just make it. Clear out some more of that stuff since it's free. And 50. Awesome. Crafting a chest. This is actually pretty awesome that I was able to get this chest down on the first day. This helps significantly. Now then, I'm going to put all of this in here for now. I'm also going to put up, well, I'll keep the scythe on me, but I'm going to put up my watering can. Always want to keep my hoe out. I'm going to put up the axe and the pickaxe for now, because I'm not going to be able to use them. Here we go. Now then, I'm out of energy, but I've still got time left. So this is a great time to start foraging, as the thing said, which can be really, really useful. Foraging stuff typically, well, you're going to need at least one of each of the forageables each season for the community bundle that will unlock later on this month. But you want to start that as soon as you can, because you never know what's going to spawn when. RNG can be very unkind to you sometimes. So we're wandering around here. I might as well start talking to some of these people. Linus, he's he's an interesting fellow. He doesn't really do this whole civilization thing. He prefers to live more naturally. And he's old enough, he might actually be a hippie. It's not always a compliment. Demetrius, kind of an egghead. And it's interesting that he says, my daughter is interested in meeting you, when the first thing he does when you start looking like you might be getting to know her is to give you the fatherly warn off. So I find that ironic. Now then, that's a daffodil. That's a decent gift for a couple of the people. Relationships in Stardew Valley is a big thing, but you have to watch out, because you can also decay. Every day, it will decay friendship with everyone. So you can lose all the progress that you've made and end up not actually being able to get as far as you might have done if you just saved it up. Okay, there's Haley. Yeah, she's kind of a preppy cheerleader type. She, if you do actually romance her, she does become a little bit less, well, stereotypical, egotistical, but she comes off as extremely shallow when you first start off, which can actually be a big turnoff. Um, Wild horseradish, not bad. That also, by the way, if you'll notice, 13 energy, 5 health. So eating that will actually give me energy. This is going to be important later on. I want to hold on to this one, though. Uh, really don't want to eat that yet. And I'm just clearing out a few things here just to move around a bit. We've still got plenty of time, so we can afford to continue wandering around and exploring. Oh, another wild horseradish. I'm good with this. That eventually gets inhabited by a mouse who will sell you hats. Hats, to the best of my knowledge, do absolutely nothing but cosmetic. So, if all you are interested in is mechanics, feel free to ignore them completely. Aha! Wild horseradish. And we have spring onions, and quite a few of them, actually. This is interesting. Um, this is actually the first playthrough I've gotten where I've gotten a significant number of these onions on day one. So that's actually pretty cool. And they're all found over here in this general vicinity, in one of these plots of just regular dirt where there is no grass. They can spawn, and they can spawn over here as well. And this is pretty much the primary area you're going to find those in. It's getting on towards 7 o'clock. Now, here's the other thing. As I said, you're managing both your endurance and your time. There is an entrance to the farm up there, but it's still probably blocked off, and I don't think I'll be able to navigate through it, so it'll be easier to just go through town. But if it hits 2 o'clock and you are not in bed, you will end up getting fined pretty heavily. You'll lose a chunk of your cash. And you'll only start the next day with half energy, which is really going to suck. So do not do that. That is a bad idea, Bear. Oh, hey, look, a leek. Okay, we've got a daffodil, some horseradishes, and a leek in day one. I'm actually really happy with this. This has been a lucrative foraging expedition, and we put everything in here. Um, you know what? We're gonna put one horseradish in there. Spring onions. They also heal 13 and 5. I want to put the leek up. A leek actually heals 40. It's a really good energy boosting food if you need more energy in a given day. Um, right now, I really need some cash because I've literally got no money whatsoever. And inventory space is an issue. I'm going to go ahead and sell these two other horseradishes. And I'm going to sell one spring onion because I forgot how much they go for. And that will tell me. And that will tell me if I want to sell the rest of them. And so that's going to be day one. We've actually got quite a lot accomplished here. We did the well, we got our turnips down. We've got a decent plot started. We found some good stuff as we were wandering around. We found 3 of the 4 forageables that we're going to need for the foraging bundle. So hopefully by the time it unlocks, we'll find the 4th one. And that's one bundle done as soon as it unlocks. That's not a bad thing. All of these onions I've got, they're going to come in handy either to sell or possibly to eat if we need more energy in the next day or two. We'll make that determination tomorrow. But for now, this is Sneaky the Lost. If you like the video, by all means, like, subscribe. If you don't like it, dislike, by all means. I do appreciate constructive criticism. If you think there's something I could be doing better, let me know. If you like what I'm doing, let me know that too. But let's go ahead and call it an episode here. It's a little bit early, but I'm going to try and keep the videos under half an hour, so probably 1 to 2 days at a time. But this is going to be Sneaky the Lost signing off.